Dr. Omene, for some time now, the Nigerian society have been plagued by insurgencies, insecurity, bandits everywhere. In your own opinion, sir, what exactly has been the cause of this banditry in Nigeria?
Initially, I've always had the opinion that it is not far away from or not unrelated to the economic situation, which is affecting every Nigerian, and not just Nigeria, even other parts of the world too are experiencing downturn. But having said that, I was having a very serious conversation on this issue with a friend of mine, and he came up with a better opinion, very superior opinion as to why we have these challenges. And I was carried away with it. And what did he say? He said, look, I'm a politician. Well, I always call myself a semi-politician, that's part-time politician. Now, he said, the issue is that all politicians must not pretend not to know that they are the cause of all these problems. That the insecurity in this nation is almost 100% squarely lies on their shoulders. Every thug that you can find in every community is most of the time aligned with the politician. He's the politician's boy. That sometimes when they even get arrested, before you know it, the same politicians have quickly made a call, oh, please, this is our own, please let him go. And they try as much as possible to now mix criminality with political actions. Say, for example, this is an election. People have carried out the elections, and you are using thugs now to fight that election. Then you get some of them arrested. Then the same politician will quickly go there and rescue the criminal, and making police believe that's a political matter. Why would you say it's a political matter when you know yourself as the politician that you have sent certain youths to go and cause mayhem? At the end of the day, you have won or you didn't win. If you didn't win, it's even worse off because you cannot afford to maintain such retinue of criminals. Then you win. You cannot equally maintain the retinue of criminals, depending on the office that you are going into. You take some with you, maybe you've won and you're going to Abuja from your state, or you're going to your state capital from your village. You take some with you. Then the rest that you felt, you can use and dump, you use and dump these ones. At the end of the day, you promise, I will soon come home. I will soon come, don't worry. At that I will soon come home, they are already armed. So they go into the highway. So after all, I can make some quick millions in the highway. And what they do, they get organized. They turn into organized criminals or gangsters who now go in there and take innocent people, citizens, into the bush and demand for ransom. And ransom is paid because the police, the armed forces is already overwhelmed. There are not many. You can imagine a situation where it's have one policeman to how many thousands of human beings in terms of ratio of police to citizens. How can we cope in that? So when you are already suffering from lack of manpower in the armed forces, you are now again coming to the idea of saying they have to monitor these criminals that aren't supposed to be criminals. Most of them are not supposed to be. It's not by choice. It's by virtue of the fact that the politicians have pushed them into it, and they don't know any other lifestyle anymore than thuggery. And when this thing is not continuous, the feedback in terms of cash is no longer continuous, what happens? They go into banditry. And if you can tell, even this banditry we're talking, how many of them they have caught that have been prosecuted? Check it out. Any House of Assembly member, chairman of a council, even some councillors, or even Yahoo boys, what do you call Yahoo, do you call them? Or is it 419? Or what do you call them? Internet fraudsters. You find out that not all, majority of this group of persons I'm talking about, you find out when you are in their midst, one of them will have up to retinue of 6 and above policemen. They go and find out whether 6 policemen were actually allocated to guard just one human being. And I can tell you the answer is no. I don't think any sane commissioner of police who is in charge of assigning personnel to politicians will assign up to 6 per person. If that is found out, definitely, which means there's still a problem in the angle of the security operatives who does that. But I can tell you, 80% correct, that those 6 personnel, they're not going to be more than 2, max 3, that are genuine policemen. The rest are in the robes of policemen when they are not policemen. That politician have been able to do what? Clothe them as policemen. So, and those police assigned to him will want to blend with the ones that the boss, because the boss is going to compensate them to accepting that these ones should dress like them. But they are the ones who will be controlling them. But they are not policemen. You can easily organize kidnapping to make extra money because they have been what? Unofficially pronounced as our own thief or our own criminal. I want to implore the security officials that are in the highway or in the streets, patrolling. Any vehicle that has more than 2 police officers, they should stop them and ask questions. You see that one will be with the big man in front in the car. The backup car is having about 4. And those ones at the backup people are not normally policemen, but they are wearing uniform. They are the ones who will be so rascally in the team. I think this should be looked into strongly. Government should, for me, it's my opinion, they should completely withdraw all security operatives from every politician, including me, if I'm entitled to any. Withdraw them. We can have thousands and thousands of policemen that will be freed from such things. And when we do that, it means that every vehicle that is carrying any big man, so-called big man, and you find a police officer in front of such vehicle, when we know that we have withdrawn everybody, then of course you can easily stop them and say, who are you? Oh, I'm a police officer from so. Who allowed you to be here? Who assigned you here? Because there's nobody who is assigning anyone again, you know it's fake. You will equally know that the politics that people will play at that point in time when they know they don't have rights to police security anymore will be what? Will be a friendly politics.
If let me intercept, sir. Some of these so-called thugs and bandits, some of them they are educated, sir. You think the situation of the country also plays a factor in them involving in banditry? And if yes, how do you think the federal government can engage them so that they can leave this dubious act?
Let me tell you something. You don't go into a university or polytechnic all in the aim of what? Working for government or working for an individual. If you have that at the back of your mind, you have not gone through the 4 walls of the university or polytechnic. Going through the 4 walls of a higher institution is to what? Is just first priority is to equip yourself. To do what? To becoming an employer. But every person have this notion that as soon as I go to higher institution, I finish, I'm expected to get a job. From who even? From government. So government should just be there and create artificial job opportunities on a yearly basis. Do you know how many thousands and thousands of people that come out of the university every year? That is not the aim of going to the higher institute or gaining higher degrees. The original aim is to equip you with the knowledge of how businesses are done if you're in the business world, or how sciences come to bear on the society. We must change the narratives. We must drive this point home. After all, come on, man. If you can invent one little thing that ends you say 10 naira profit on each item. Tell me the population of Nigeria. We're assuming that we're about 200 million now, isn't it? And assuming you only have 10% of that as your marketplace consumers, let's say even 5%. 10% will give you 20 million, isn't it? 5% will give you 10 million human beings buying that your item that you make 10 naira from. 10 times 10 million, how much is that? You're making 100 million profit for satisfying just 5% of the entire nation. Just 5%. So there's money in being independent, in being inventive. The invention I'm talking about does not necessarily have to be electrical. It can even be service-oriented. Don't run an economy with the pretext of saying government must provide employment for you. No, it can only provide employment opportunity. And that's where I will blame government in terms of say, provide the electricity. Go and provide us electricity for crying out loud. That is the only thing I really want to know. Provide electricity and let politicians be determined to stop crime. I was watching one young man the other day on television, a senator, on the floor of the Senate, almost crying, talking about the banditry, the Boko Haram, this and that, the headsmen. He was almost crying. People were like, oh my God. People were carried away with such rhetoric. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. What rhetoric? Go and find out about that man. It is likely that he has about 6 or 8 policemen. Likely. I'm not saying he does. But if he's not having that, he has probably some thugs too that will be some in the village, some are in his premises in Abuja because he wants to make sure he's safe. Or you want to make sure you're safe. And meanwhile, you're coming to complain that there's banditry, there's this or that. Release those people. Give them meaningful employment. They're not meant for such type of thing. Why are you changing them? Most of them are even graduates. Those who are rattling around you there, they are graduates. Is that what they want the university to do? To come and be a thug? Those people are dramatists in the houses of assemblies and what do you call it? National Assembly. They're dramatists. So let us come to realize these facts that my friend actually put through across to me, and I'm keen into it 100%. And all of us, like we should have a truce. A truce. So enough is enough. So we can sleep. If they go under if the bandit knows that he has no Godfather that will save him, he won't go into that thing. He won't. Because what is it? What is really giving? Information. And because they will back the politician will equally do what? Back him or back them. Let us call spade a spade.